At the bustling terminal, she hissed, "Stay back here. I don't want you making me look bad around my crew." I just gave a quiet nod and watched her stride off. But when she returned after those long weeks abroad, her pickup wasn't waiting curbside. Not anymore. My girlfriend Elena and I lived in parallel universes. Mine was grounded in the everyday, hands-on work, solid routines. Hers was a glossy feed, curated for likes and follows. For the first 18 months, that contrast felt exciting, like a spark of novelty. But half a year back, she ditched her steady graphic design gig to chase full-time influencer status. We struck a pact. I'd handle the big bills for 6 months, giving her space to launch. She'd dip into her own savings for her brand-building costs. It was a temporary gamble. Me betting on us, not a lifetime subsidy. Right away, though, her expenses blurred into luxury hauls, designer bags, trendy outfits, and my frustration simmered. Our setup shifted from teamwork to me bankrolling her solo spotlight. The fractures deepened, snide remarks about my ordinary job, treating me like hired help. This 3-week European jaunt for content was her final sprint before the trial ended, and she pitched in again. The airport snub wasn't the first warning sign, but it sealed the deal. I chauffeured her there, lugging her trio of massive, overloaded bags. Nearing check-in, she spotted her pals, Sophia and Mia, decked out like fashion icons headed to a gala. Not a grueling transatlantic haul. They glanced my way, me in relaxed chinos and a simple jacket, and shared a subtle sneer. Elena froze, spinning toward me with wide-eyed alarm. Not affection. "That's far enough," she snapped under her breath. Baffled, I replied, "What? I'll see you to the gate." She huffed like I'd proposed tap dancing through security. Flicking a nervous look at her friends, who feigned disinterest, she leaned in. "Just don't come with me," she whispered fiercely. "You'll make me look ridiculous in front of them." There it was, the raw truth. I wasn't a cherished partner to bid farewell. I was a liability, a glitch in her polished facade. Beyond her, Sophia and Mia stifled grins. They'd overheard. In that instant, our history rewound in my mind. Crystal clear now. The belittling jabs. Feeling like a prop, rather than an equal. It snapped into focus. The affection I'd harbored didn't fade. It vanished in a puff. No outburst, no scene. A serene, almost liberating peace washed over me. I met her flawlessly contoured gaze and simply nodded. "Fair point," I said calmly, tone neutral. "Wouldn't dream of it." I released the baggage trolley. "Safe travels," I added, then pivoted and strolled off. No backward glance. She gaped, frozen, bracing for fireworks, some juicy tale to spin later. Instead, she got silence, my figure receding into the crowd. Exiting the airport, phone in hand, I realized 3 weeks was ample for a reset. She craved a fresh image, I'd deliver a total overhaul. And her welcome home ride? Off the table. The ride back sparked a surge of focus. Impulse screamed to dump her junk on the curb. But logic demanded method. A precise unwind, not chaos. First up, the upscale sedan she adored flaunting. Titled solely in my name, I swung by the dealership, chatted with the familiar manager, and offloaded it. He raised a brow but jumped at the resale gem. By dusk, doc signed, hefty check secured. Phase 1. Done. Home felt alien, cluttered with her essence. Wardrobe overflows, vanity chaos. her setup devouring the guest room like a shrine to superficiality. Time for a purge. I rang a premium cleanup crew, laid out the breakup bluntly, strip everything not mine, scrub the place spotless. Spare no corner, make it pristine. They named a fee, I doubled it for next day completion. Meanwhile, I tackled the virtual ties, reset passwords on joint apps, yanked her from my finances. Then her influencer site, logged in, swapped recovery details to mine. Now I held the reins to her empire, unseen. By nightfall next, the house breathed anew, bare, immaculate, serene. The team had been surgical. Her traces evaporated. The former studio, a blank canvas ripe for reinvention, but emptiness begged filling. I splurged on a plush sectional for real lounging, dusted off my handcrafted walnut side table from storage, banished for clashing with her vibe, upgraded to a massive screen and surround sound, transformed the spare into a fitness nook and tinkering space, aligning with my craft of durable, authentic creations. Over the ensuing fortnight, I reconstructed my world, rekindled bonds with buddies Elena had deemed uninspiring, hit trails, caught games, joys sidelined for not being share-worthy. Her sporadic texts trickled in, sunny snaps from the Colosseum, or sipping wine in Paris, all self-centered, no inquiry about me. I ghosted them. The capstone aligned days before her touchdown. From the car proceeds, I booked my dream. A 2-week bike trek across western canyons, delayed forever because Elena loathed roughing it. My departure synced with her arrival, eve of her return. I fired off one email. Subject: essential details for your arrival. Concise: Elena, honoring your airport wish, I've exited your orbit. Accordingly, 1. Your items are boxed and stowed at Secure Vault Storage, 456 Depot Lane, Bay 17. Code 5678, Month 1 covered. 2. The vehicle, mine alone, sold. 3. Residence recade. You're no tenant. Embrace the independence you sought. I'll be abroad, offline. Best wishes ahead, Alex. Sent. Phone off. Gear packed. She yearned for center stage. I'd cleared it bare. Deep in Bryce Canyon's crimson spires, savoring the vast hush, I powered up after 5 days unplugged. The barrage was epic. Frantic fury in pixels. Voicemails galore from Elena, her circle, kin. Transcripts a blur of shrieks. Emails piled high. My buddy Mike, eyes on the scene, recapped. Her plane down, she lingered at baggage claim an hour, fuming for my no-show. Meltdown ensued. Exorbitant taxi hauled her and her baggage behemoths home. Driver aided unloading, bolted as her key failed. Revelation hit. Locked out, stranded with heaps. Calls to me unanswered, she roped in Sophia and Mia. Suddenly unavailable, citing cramped rides and digs. Parents trekked 2 hours for rescue. Mike heard via neighbors. Lawn pandemonium. Dad bellowing, Mom weeping. Elena slumped on a case, glaring at the unyielding door. That eve, the online assault launched. Trio's sob stories framed me as deserter, her as destitute victim. But I'd preempted, discreet notes to shared contacts about our split, her cutting words signaling mismatched paths, urged patience for facts. Their vilification fizzled. Airport tale seeped out, eroding her innocence claim. The pinnacle? My site tweaked mid-trip, swapped her glam gallery for one crisp scan. A cleanup bill, some highlighted crimson. Caption: Grand pivot in progress. Updates forthcoming. A follower tipped her. Freak out followed. Site yanked offline. Legal saber rattling arrived post-week. Demand for access. Aid. My attorney, relishing the fray, countered with solo-owned deeds, titles, plus her overdue expense tally dwarfing claims. Invited suit. We'd countersue. Threats evaporated. Posts ceased. Blissful quiet reigned. 4 months post-adventure, tranquility defines me. Home's mine. Custom builds, meaningful decor, zero theatrics. Elena's homecoming flop turned folklore among peers. She and folks trucked her hoard from storage. A grim affair. Now bunking parental, her online hustle flatlined. Sans my backing for extravagance, content dried up. Feeds a ghost town of reruns and cryptic rebirth musings. Sophia and Mia? Vanished post-spat, weary of her gripes and mooching. Our last echo, a gallery owner pal rang. Odd visit from Elena yesterday, hawking your old furnishings, claiming designer cred. He chuckled it off as bland knockoffs. She ranted about my ruin. His take, you escaped a flashy fiasco, buddy. Nailed it. She viewed me as backdrop funding, invisible support. Never grasped I was the bedrock. Pull that and the facade crumbles. No bitterness lingers, just liberty. Fall Southeast Asia jaunt beckons. I'm crafting enduring pieces, savoring unfiltered joys. She chased digital perfection. I saw genuine fulfillment. At that terminal fork, she picked pixels over presence, and wound up with echoes of a hollow glow.